Hi, welcome to another Tasty Tuesday on Christie's A+ Cooking. Today, O is for Orange Glazed Cranberry Bread. Let's get started. When I saw this recipe for Orange Glazed Cranberry Bread on Sally's Baking Addiction, I decided this would be the perfect one for my Tasty Tuesday this week. We're going to start off making the streusel topping, and I have taken 1/4 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 3 tablespoons of butter cubed up, and it's nice and cold. And then I'm going to take my pastry blender and just chop it up till it's nice and coarse, all mixed in. You can also use 2 forks to do that, but you need to make sure that your butter is nice and cold. I love putting streusel topping on my muffins, so I knew this also would be a wonderful addition. The original recipe says to refrigerate it after you make it, but I think I'm gonna just see how it goes. I'm gonna mix the dry ingredients. I put 2 cups of flour in a large bowl, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking soda and a half a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to mix the wet ingredients. I'm going to start off with 1 egg that's room temperature, and I'm going to whisk it a little bit. And then I'm going to add a half a cup of packed brown sugar, a half a cup of white sugar, a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. You can also melt coconut oil if you like coconut oil. Just going to stir that together, and then I'm going to add 1 cup of room temperature buttermilk, and if you don't have buttermilk, you can actually make it by putting a tablespoon of lemon juice in the bottom of your measuring cup and then pour in milk. And that's what I did. I've also have the zest of an orange, about 2 teaspoons. And you have to be careful when you're doing your orange zest that you don't go too deep into the rind, because otherwise it's bitter. Just gonna mix that in. And the last ingredient is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Just gonna whisk it. The trick when you're making quick breads and muffins is that you don't want to overmix the batter. So that's why you do it separately. I'm going to whisk in that baking soda and salt, and now I'm going to add my wet ingredients. And then I'm just going to mix it in till it's all moistened. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of cranberries. You can use fresh or frozen. If you use frozen, be sure they're still frozen when you put them in. You can also cut them in half, or you can also use craisins. But we had extra cranberries left over from the holidays, so we decided to use the fresh ones. And you can add nuts, either walnuts or pecans, or you can leave them out, but our family loves pecans, so we're gonna put pecans in ours. And then I've already pre-sprayed my 9x5 baking loaf pan. I'm sure that if you wanted to, you could make smaller loaves. If you wanted to do one plain and one with nuts. And then we're gonna add the streusel topping. And you're just gonna sprinkle that down the middle. And you're gonna kind of press it down. And then we're gonna bake it for about an hour. I baked the bread for 55 minutes at 350. And I used a toothpick to test it, and it came out clean. And it has cooled off for about a half an hour. Now I'm gonna make the orange glaze. I took a cup of powdered sugar and 2 to 3 tablespoons of orange juice, and I added a little orange zest. I'm just gonna pour in about a tablespoon and mix it up. And you're just gonna mix it and use enough to make it to your desired thickness. I tend to like a little bit thinner. And then I'm just gonna spread it on. Here is today's recipe. As you can see, this is a beautiful cranberry orange bread. If you're enjoying watching my videos, be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell all your family and friends about it. Thanks for watching Tasty Tuesday, and I'll see you next week.